What's up guys, Brunsnick's back, and these are the 6 bowling balls I'm taking to the USBC Open Championship in Las Vegas. It's that time of year again. Got to pick my 6 bowling balls to bring to Nationals, and as always we bowl in June. So that gives me a little bit of a heads up time to watch video and clips that the USBC posted or that other people may have videoed on the down low, if you know what I mean. So we get kind of an idea how the lanes are playing and how the lanes are scoring based on what you see in those clips. So far this year, we've noticed a wide array of different attack angles that people have been playing to shoot honor scores. Now, it all comes down to the end of the day, what you're most comfortable with, and that's how I built my arsenal, and these are the 6 balls I'm bringing and the strategy behind it. So looking at all the video clips I've seen, the attack angle from the outside seems to be working for some people that like to play that line. I've seen other players play in the track. I've seen players move all the way in and try to hook it. That's the last thing I want to do. That is a last-ditch effort. Might come down to singles if everything just blows up and the game plan goes south. So knowing all this information, I've built my arsenal heavily around the fact that I plan to play more towards the outside and maybe in the track area. I'm going to try to stay in there as long as possible and not leave that zone. So the first ball I'm bringing to Las Vegas, and honestly, it never leaves my bag, no surprise, purple hammer. Now I've opted for the green pin this year with a little bit more surface because of another ball that's in my arsenal that'll complement it quite a bit. Right now this ball has a lot of surface. I believe it's at around 500 grit. I'll probably keep it there just so I can start with it out of the gate, see how those gutters are looking. Now the whole game plan is to start out there by the gutter and hopefully find some early hook and some hold to the left. That's the whole point of trying to play out there. I'm going to use speed, I'm going to use loft, I'm going to use whatever I can to try to play that zone first. I've seen it work in team, I've seen it work in doubles and singles, especially to start. For me, straighter is always greater. I've had better success when I'm able to stay straight and not try to force it. So what happens if urethane is not an option? What happens if I can't use urethane on the gutter and I have to move in a little bit, which I talk about a lot. I don't really like to do that with urethane. I'm not going to be playing second arrow, third arrow with my purple. So that brings my second ball that I'm bringing to Las Vegas, and it's a new ball, literally, the Rattler New. So I went with the Rattler New over, say, the Blue Hammer, the new Blue Hammer, because of its lower RG and a little bit higher flare potential. This is a ball I think that if I need to pick up where the purple left off, I can do so. And if I have to play it in the track, say if I have to jam it in the track and play straighter and still need a little bit of kick on that back end where purple may not get it to me, the Rattler New is going to give me that extra punch I need. Now this isn't a ball that I'm going to be standing left, throwing right with, because as we saw in my review video, the ball just didn't have the recovery. But for playing straighter angles, when maybe urethane needs just a little bit more help or the back ends are a little tight, this ball, the Rattler New, is going to be my option. Now what if I need something a little bit stronger? What if I need to play in the track and Rattler New is just not enough ball? What if I need something that has maybe a little bit more cover stock strength and maybe something that's a little bit asymmetric? Well, I brought this ball last year. This ball kind of follows me wherever I go. That is going to be my NV Tour. Now the NV Tour, as far as bowling balls go, it is legendary. So this is a ball that you start with. This is a ball that you control patterns with. And as we all know, control out there is what you want. You don't want that skid flip motion when you're bowling Nationals. This is a ball I know I can control on the fresh. And if they break down and I need to move in without trying to give it too much of a crazy open angle shot, the NV Tour is going to be the perfect ball for the bag. This isn't going to be a ball that I chase it in with and try to hook around the pattern. This is going to be another ball that I use to play straighter angles, maybe with a little bit open to it compared to new or compared to purple. This is going to be something where I start transitioning in if the gutter is not in play. So we're starting to see a theme now with these first 3 bowling balls is I'm trying to attack the lanes as straight and controlled as possible. I have 3 different options. They're going to give me 3 different looks, and I feel like I have all my bases covered. But I never leave home without urethane, and this year we have a new urethane ball in the mix, and I'm never going to leave home without it either. And that becomes my 4th ball in the bag, which is going to be my Black Hammer 78. This is going to double as my spare ball in this tournament, something I can throw straighter from cross lane. I don't carry a plastic ball. I don't like plastic. I've never liked it. So urethane is perfect for me. And also, if I am lined up with the purple hammer and I need something just a step down, and say the ball is just starting to read up a little bit too early and I need something to give me that few extra feet, and stick with urethane, the Black Hammer is going to be the ball I go to if purple hammer starts hooking early and bailing out on the back, when I feel like I have to force it and all the little tricks up my sleeve aren't working. So the Black Hammer is going to be my ball that's going to bail me out. This isn't going to be a ball I start with. This is going to be a ball I shoot spares with, and that will maybe come into play if I need to. This is my in case of emergency ball. If all else has failed and I don't feel like moving in, Black Hammer urethane is the ball. So what happens if, say, the outsides burn up and I need to move in? I'm gonna need something that's gonna be able to loop the lane a little bit and have some recovery. So I brought a couple of bowling balls with me that are going to play in that zone. Bowling balls that I'm very familiar with, and I know that they accept surface well if I need it, but bowling balls I know that are going to give me the recovery and not be overly skid flippy. They're not going to miss the spot, they're going to be very easy to control, but have a lot more back end than these other 4. And starting off first is going to be the track theorem. So the track theorem has been a ball that has been a mainstay in a lot of bags. The core in this ball makes it very versatile, and the cover with HK22 is going to give me a lot of response on the back end, especially compared to this. Another step up. Not the most angular ball, but one of the most controlled and the best ball I feel like for if I need to start moving in when, say, NV Tour is not going to be the ball, or it's lazy on the back, or it's too smooth. This ball will be able to pick up right in that spot, a little bit of a bump in total differential and intermediate, and I'll be able to bank off that spot and get a little more entry angle. And going even further, if I need something that I'm going to need to stand a little further left and hook off the spot if the theorem is just not enough ball, I have the best ball of 2024, in my opinion. It's June now. I called this a few months ago, but that is the Hammer Effect. Now, the Hammer Effect is a very unique ball, being pearl, but it has that cohesion additive with the HK22, and it makes it very aggressive, very responsive off the spot. And this is a ball that I am very confident in using when the lanes maybe start to break down. You know, with surface, this could be a ball I use when they're a little more fresh. If, say, I bail out completely of the plan playing straight. But these balls are going to come into play possibly more so on day 2 during doubles and singles when I need to start moving in and start hooking it, as I've seen in the past. Ultimately, I'd like to stay outside the whole time. But as we know, game plans only work as far as they go. I'm not going to force the subject if the shot just isn't there. Some pairs you're just not going to be able to match up on, and I may not be that sharp from the outside, but that's going to be my go-to. That's going to be my game plan from there. So let's talk about surface. Now, I don't really do any surface prep to any of these before I leave. I'll take care of all that during practice, or if I feel like I need some changes to my surfaces, I'll visit the Hammer Brunswick booth with Bobby Brust. Go check him out. He's there for your needs. The only thing I'll really do to these bowling balls before I leave is make sure the grips are in good condition. A lot of these are pretty brand new, so the grips have been changed out and they're brand new. That's the only thing I'm really worried about. I only use the one interchangeable thumb. I'll have a backup with me, so I'll make sure the tape is clean and that the tape doesn't need to be replaced before I go. But that's all. That's my game plan for USBC Open Championship this year. We'll see how it works out, and I'm hoping that the outsides are in play for me. Obviously, I have 4 bowling balls here that are going to be really good from playing out. That's my game plan, and I'm sticking to it until the plan doesn't work anymore. So if there's a ball you thought I missed that maybe I need to have in my bag, by all means, let me know. Maybe I'll even bring it. Maybe I'll even ship it. I don't know. But until then, please subscribe to my channel. If you got any questions, comments, put them down below. I read them all, reply to most. Till then, please subscribe. See you on another video.